Namaste, it's Jacci. Hope you're well. We're going to do a little yoga together today. So please take a moment to get what you need. If you have a mat, you can lie it out on the floor, and you can always do your practice just lying on the floor even if you don't have a yoga mat. And if you'd like to use a blanket or something to pad your knees, a thick towel, just get whatever you have. And we're going to begin today lying down on our back. And I suggest that you take a moment to turn off your phones and close the doors and get what you need so that you can have a few minutes for yourself. Today we're going to explore some movements where we focus on the two sides of our body, and I'll explain that as we go along. So come onto your back. And once you're lying down, take a moment to make sure that you have space behind you, that you can lift your arms all the way back up over your head. You might do that with each arm and just see how that feels. And then you can draw your knees up into your chest and begin to rock on your back here. Do a little movement. See what you feel. Ankle circles, wrist circles, these are all nice things to begin. Nice soothing movements for the joints. So let your feet come to the floor, and for the first movement we're going to let the legs rest. So you may find it nice to have the feet a little bit apart and the knees touching. And then begin with your hands down by your sides, palms facing down. And we're going to try to breathe slowly and move slowly, breathing in and out through the nose as much as you're comfortable. So when you get to your next inhale, let your arms lift up over your head, all the way back to the floor behind you. They'll touch. And on the exhale, let your hands come back down and pull your belly in. You can think about pushing your low back toward the floor in this position. Not super hard. You just want to hug in the abdomen. So inhale, arms up over your head. Exhale down. We're just trying to get the idea of coordinating the movement with the breathing. So let's do that a couple more times. Inhale up. If you like, you can try to trace your hands with your eyes. Exhale down, hugging in the belly. Maybe you notice if your hands touch the floor at the same time. And again, inhale up over your head. See if they can touch the floor at the same time. Exhale down, belly in. Maybe they touch the floor at the same time. And then relax your shoulders, relax your arms, your neck and jaws nice and soft. And then draw the knees back up into your chest. And then we're going to straighten the legs toward the ceiling, one leg at a time. So we'll start with the right leg. On your next inhale, lift your leg up, push your heel up. And on the exhale, bend that knee. Very simple. Move with your breath. And then inhale, left leg toward the ceiling, push your heel up. Exhale, bend that knee. Inhale, lift your leg. Try to get the heel pretty much right over your hip, not up towards your face, just straight up there. And exhale, bend your knee. And then left leg, inhale up. You can spread the toes. And exhale, bend the knee. So this time, as you lift your right leg, also lift your left arm. So right leg and the opposite arm. And then exhale, bend your knee, lower your arm. Try to feel a connection between the opposite sides. And then the left leg and the right arm. Exhale, bend the knee, lower your arm. And again, right leg, left arm. Exhale, bend the knee, lower your arm. And then left leg, right arm. And try to breathe slowly and move slowly. We're not rushing at all here. Exhale, bend the knee, lower your arm. And then we're going to do everything together, both legs, both arms. Inhale up. See if your hands can touch the floor at the same time. Exhale, bend the knee, lower your arms. Pull in your belly. Go slow. And do that 2 more times. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down, and then you can pause and lower your feet to the floor. Take a breath. All right, and then we're going to do another movement, pretty simple. I'm going to let the right leg stretch out onto the floor, and you can flex that foot, so reach through the heel, spread the toes, and again we're going to try to connect the opposite sides of the body. So please bring your hands down by your sides and be aware of your left hand and your right foot. And as you inhale, lift your right leg and your left hand as if there's a string attached from your hand to your foot, and everything's going to just go straight up. So your heel is over your hip and your hand is over your shoulder. And then exhale everything down as if your string is lowering your foot down. See if you can let them touch at the same time. And as smoothly as you can, inhale, left arm, right leg, as if your arm is lifting your leg up. And then exhale as if you're controlling the lowering of your leg with your left hand. And again, left arm, right leg. Exhale. And then when everything comes down to the floor, pause. And just bend your right knee, put the foot flat. And then we're going to stretch out the left leg. And now just be aware of your right hand and your left leg, your left foot. And as you begin the next inhale, let your right arm and your left leg lift as if your hand is pulling your foot up, and there everything's just going to go straight up toward the ceiling. And then exhale, lower your foot down and your hand down, and see how smoothly you can coordinate the movement. Can they touch at the same time? So go as slowly as you can. Inhale. So the breath gets slower and the movement gets slower. Exhale, pull your belly in on the way down. And one more, the right hand and the left leg. And exhale down. Pause when you get to the floor and bend your knee and take a moment to notice. And then inhale both arms up over your head. And exhale down. And one more time. Inhale. Just a little symmetrical stretch. Exhale both arms down. And for the next movement, we're going to come on to hands and knees. So please roll to your side. Use your hands to push yourself up. And we're going to come on to all fours. So if you like padding your knees for these movements, feel free to grab a blanket or a kind of thick towel or something to pad your knees. And come to all fours. So have your hands under your shoulders and your hips over your knees. When you inhale, lift your chest and your eyes. On the exhale, pull your belly in, feel your back round, fold back to child's pose, letting your elbows touch and your head bow down. Maybe your forehead even touches the floor. And then inhale back up to tabletop, but just go where you can. And exhale, rounding back. Inhale, lengthening back up. Okay, so go back again on your exhale. Pull your belly in, round back. And when you get to your inhale, lift your right leg and stretch it back behind you. On the exhale, put the right toes down on the floor. You can push back through that heel. And on your inhale, lift your leg just a bit. Maybe the heel is the height of your hip. And when you exhale, round your back, tuck your right knee toward your chest and your forehead toward your knee. And then inhale, let that leg stretch back out, lift your chest. And again, right knee to the chest, pull your belly in. Again, moving as slowly as you can, breathing slower. You're welcome to be breathing slower than me. Exhale, or faster if it's better, but try to breathe as slowly as you can. Last time, right leg. On the exhale, put the knee down. Smoothly fold the hips back. Inhale up to all fours. Take your left leg back and put the toes of that foot on the floor. Nice firm arms on your inhale. Lift your chest and your left foot. And on your exhale, round the back, tuck your left knee in, belly in. Inhale, lift the leg, lift your chest. Exhale, tuck. You can move as slowly as you can. Inhale. One more, left knee tucks. Inhale, lift. And then lower your knee down, fold your hips back. Maybe it's nice to get off the wrist for a moment. Inhale up to tabletop. Please take your right leg back and let the right foot rest on the floor. And this time we're going to add the left arm. So please take your left arm forward. And here we are going to communicate with the two sides of the body again. So inhale, lengthen your arm and lift your right foot. Then on the exhale, round the back, tuck your right knee back in, and this time tuck your elbow towards your knee. And then inhale, lengthen out. And just feel a connection between your left elbow and your right knee. Exhale, maybe there's a magnet, that draws them together. And then you pull them apart on the inhale. Let's do it again. Exhale, belly in. Inhale. One more time. Exhale. Inhale. And then please lower your hand, lower your knee, fold back to child's pose. It may be nice to get off that right wrist for a second. Inhale up to all fours. Let's go back to child's pose one more time just to stretch out the spine. And then come up to all fours and take your left leg back. Start with the foot on the floor. Please lift your right arm forward. And we're just looking down with the neck, so your neck is even. You're going to look down at the floor. Inhale, lengthen your arm, lift your left foot. Slow exhale, pull your elbow and your knee toward each other. Left knee, right elbow. Inhale, they pull apart. Exhale, they pull together, belly in. Inhale, lengthen away, going as slowly as you can. Exhale, pulling in. Inhale, lengthen out. Last one, exhale, tuck. Inhale, lengthen out. And as slowly as you can, come down. Maybe your hand and your knee touch right at the same time. Fold back to child's pose. Move the left wrist if you like. And then inhale up to all fours. Exhale back. And we're going to rest for a moment in child's pose. So when you come back, you could just rest your head down on your hands. You may be up on your elbows. For some people, that's more comfortable. Close your eyes if you can and rock a little bit. Just aware of the two sides of your body. And then please push back up to hands and knees. Spread your fingers wide. We're going to push up to downward facing dog pose here. So as you're ready, you can tuck the toes under and push up to dog pose. You can pedal out your legs or move in the pose however you like. We have a distance between the feet, so the feet are about hip width apart. Pedal your legs, see what feels good. Keep the hands, the fingers strong. And then we're going to go up and down between downward dog and the tabletop position. So when you inhale, please lower your knees back down. See if they can touch right at the same time as softly as you can. Lift your chest. Pull your belly in and exhale slowly back up. So we're going to do that 3 more times as slowly as you can. Inhale. Put your knees down as softly as you can. Exhale back up. You could even just barely touch with your knees so you're not putting weight on them for just a little more challenge. Inhale down. Belly in as you exhale back up. Inhale down. And then slowly exhale back up. And if you like, you can hold your dog pose here. You can bend your knees. That can be a nice way to stretch the low back. If you feel like you'd like to come back down to child's pose, that's of course fine too. Breathing wherever you are. And then lower your knees on an inhale if you're still up in the pose. If you're in child pose, come up, and we're going to stand up on our knees for the next movement. So again, some padding under the knees may be helpful. And then we'll do some arm lifts, a little bit like what we did on the floor. So you're standing on your knees, and you can have the toes tucked under or not. You could do the same movement standing on your feet if standing on your knees isn't great for you. So please inhale your arms up to the sky. Lift your chest and eyes. Exhale down. Lowering your eyes with your hands and pulling your belly in. So if it's comfortable for your neck, see if your eyes can follow your hands as they slowly rise on the inhale. And then come down on the exhale. And again, on the inhale, rising up, opening up the front of the hips. And exhale, come down. So this time we're going to add a variation to that movement. Instead of just lowering the arms, we're going to bow down to child's pose on the exhale. And we're going to progressively work our way down a little bit. So we'll start with a small bow, and then we'll go deeper as it feels comfortable. So for this one, we're going to take the arms out to the side and up. So please inhale your arms out to the side and up. And on the exhale, belly in, sweep your hands behind your back, stack up your hands on your back, and take a bow, maybe about 45 degrees. And then inhale, sweep your arms out to the side and up. Lift your chest, lift your eyes. And then as you exhale, bring your hands behind your back. See if you can stack up your hands the opposite way, bow down a little deeper. Inhale. So notice the way you're touching your hands back there, and try to alternate the way that you're stacking up your hands on your back. Exhale, belly in. Maybe you're getting closer to the floor, but I want you to be able to come up with ease. So inhale back up. If you're starting to find it a little challenging to get back up, just let your bow be smaller. Exhale down. Switch the way you're stacking up your hands. Maybe your forehead touches the floor this time. Inhale back up. This is called lightning pose. Do one more repetition. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up. This time just lower your arms down on the exhale. Take a moment to circle your shoulders. And then stand up on your feet. And you can move the padding off of your mat if you had something there. And come up. We'll swing a little bit. So if you step your feet out about shoulder width apart, you can swing. It's a nice movement for the spine. It's just a really soothing movement, letting the arms be floppy, the head turn, the heels can rock up. Nice thing to do first thing in the morning. It's just a lovely little movement for the spine. All right, and then come to stand in mountain pose. So we're lining up the joints, hips over the heels. Stand tall. Soften or close your eyes, and I'd like you to take just a few rounds of breath to notice how you feel. So noticing your body and your breath, but also just how do you feel right now? Getting a sense of how you feel. And then open your eyes if you close them, and we're going to do a movement in the warrior one position. So we're going to keep the feet hip width apart. Please step the right foot forward so it's in line with your right hip, and the left foot back so it's in line with your left hip. Back foot is turned out at a bit of an angle. And on the inhale, we're going to be bending the front knee. We just want that knee over the heel on the bend, so you can adjust this distance between your feet. Exhale, straighten the leg. And again, we're going to explore a relationship between the opposite sides. So we're going to be moving the left arm and bending the right knee. So you can either have your right hand on your hip, or you can just rest your hand on your low back. So on your next inhale, let the right knee bend and your left arm go up toward the ceiling. And on your exhale, lower your arm, straighten your leg. And then inhale, like there's a relationship between the movement of your knee and the lifting of your arm. And exhale. Do that again. Bend the knee, lift your arm. Exhale, and then we're going to hold the pose and do something with that left arm. So inhale, bend your knee, lift your arm. As you hold on the exhale, draw your navel in. As you hold on the inhale, lengthen that arm. And on this exhale, bend your left elbow and either bring it down to the back of your head or all the way back to your shoulder. And on your inhale, lift your arm back up. Exhale, we're holding the bend in the knee and we're just moving that elbow up and down. Inhale, lift your arm. Exhale, bend your elbow, and this time you might hold the elbow bend. And you could lift your armpit. It's fine if you straighten your arm again. You might be feeling this all the way down into the front of your left hip. And then on an exhale, please lower your arm, straighten your leg. So I'm going to give you two options here. You could come to the floor and do downward facing dog pose here. The other option is to just step your feet together and come to standing. Give everything a little jiggle. And then I'm going to swing a little bit. You can swing with me. If you're in downward facing dog, you can just pedal out your legs, hold the pose a few more breaths, and then gently make your way up to standing and take a few moments to swing. And then come to your mountain pose again. Stand tall and notice. Notice the sensations in your body. Notice how you feel. Right, and then open your eyes, and we're going to do that sequence on the other side. And we'll see, kind of balance things out. So this time we'll have the left foot forward, right in front of your left hip, and the right foot back. It's over to the right a little bit, in line with your right hip. And then take a test bend in your front knee. You want that knee right over the heel. Get your joints lined up. Keep the joints safe. On the exhale, you can straighten the leg, touch your belly. And just one more, just evaluating that distance between your foot. You want that knee to track right in front of your hip. You should be able to see your big toe, so the knee isn't falling in or out. And then we're going to let the left hand, the front leg hand, just rest on the back, and we'll be exploring a connection between the right arm and the left leg. So inhale, bend your left knee, lift your right arm up over your head. Exhale, as the leg straightens, lower the arm, pull the belly in. Move as slowly as you can. Inhale, bend the knee, lift your arm. Exhale, straighten the leg, lower the arm. One more. Inhale. Maybe you're looking up with your eyes. Maybe you're keeping your eyes on the floor for balance. Exhale. Next time we're going to hold the pose. So bend the knee, lift the right arm up. Hold on the exhale, pull the navel in. On the inhale, get longer with that right arm. And when you exhale, bend your elbow and either bring it down to the back of your head or to the back of your shoulder. Inhale, lengthen the arm back up. Exhale, bend your elbow. Inhale, lift your arm. Okay, exhale, bend your elbow, and if you want this time, you can stay there. It's okay if you need to lift your arm back up. Lift your armpit. Maybe, again, you feel that down into your right hip. And then lift your arm and lower it down, straighten your leg. And again, you could come to downward facing dog pose from here if you like. Otherwise, just step your feet together and wiggle and shake. You're welcome to swing. So the arms wrap around and tap your back. You can turn your head, turn your eyes. Another option is to turn your head over the opposite shoulder, a little stretch for your neck and a little work for your brain. All right, and then just take a moment. If you've come to downward dog, come on up, stand, shake, wiggle. Jiggling and shaking is so good for you. Kids just do it naturally, but do it with them. Jump up and down, bounce. It moves the fluid around your body. It's so important. It helps us release tension as well. So stand tall, soften or close your eyes, and once again, notice how you feel. Use your interoceptive skills. Notice how are you doing? All right, and we're going to do one more thing in standing, a symmetrical movement. So we did a bunch of asymmetrical things, and we're going to step the feet out wide. We're going to do a forward fold. I'm going to give you a couple of options for the way to do this. Feet are forward. Let your hands touch the sides of your body. Inhale, lift your chest. And on your exhale, bend your knees almost like a squat. And we're going to lean forward with the upper back and just keep a long spine. You can slide your hands down your legs and then inhale back up with a long spine. So that's one option, to just go halfway down. If you tend to get dizzy letting your head hang down, that might be a good option. Exhale down, and if it's comfortable for you, you can go way down and let your head hang down toward the floor. Again, for some people that's good, and some people it's not. On the inhale, slide your hands up first this time, and then lift your chest, long spine. Come up flat back. Don't round up. And one more time, exhale into the forward fold. Halfway down is fine, or you can go all the way down. Slide your hands up first, and then lift up with a long spine. And then we're going to go down and hold. So if you want to not go down very deep, you can just bend your knee, kind of hang out here, and woggle your hips. And if you want to hang down, you can go all the way down. You might even let your head hang and hold on to opposite elbows. You could let your hips woggle, just gently bend one knee at a time. If you're holding your elbows, just switch the way you crossed your arms. And then release that hold and walk your hands back over to your legs. Bend your knees more as you slide your hands up to your hips. You feel the chest start to rise. Slow inhale to come up. Good. Step your feet back in. Jiggle, jiggle. And then come back to lie on your back. And pull your knees into your chest. Circle your ankles and wiggle your toes. Also, shaking here is good. Shake your hands and feet. And then we're going to do a little twist again. We're going to connect the two sides of the body. So let your right knee come into your chest and stretch the other leg out onto the floor. You can flex that foot. Please hold on to your right knee with your left hand, opposite hand, and let the right arm just stretch out to the floor so the shoulder, chest is open. Take an in-breath here. And on the exhale, we're going to guide the right knee over to the left a few inches. Don't pull with your hand, just have it sitting on your knee. Inhale it back to the center. On your next exhale, go over again, see if you can go a little further. That foot on the floor might turn to the side, that's fine. Inhale back to the center. We're going to do that one more time. So we're using the abdomen, we're using the muscles of the right leg to draw it to go over. And inhale back to the center. And it doesn't matter how far you go, you find the spot that works for you. So exhale over, some amount you can hold. That right hip may still be on the floor. And just stay for a few breaths. Now, there's a little pressure on your belly here, so can you use a little extra effort to breathe deeply? And can you lengthen your exhale? And then please inhale back to the center. And either let that right leg just stretch out onto the floor so that you're lying flat and even up your hips and shoulders, or you can have the knees bent. For some people, lying flat isn't terrific, so see what you feel. And then we'll do the other side. So draw the left knee into your chest and let your right leg stretch out onto the floor. And the right hand is going to stay on that knee and the left arm stretching out to the side. So inhale. And on your exhale, that left knee is going to move over to the right just a little bit without pulling with your hand. And on your inhale, roll back to the center. All right, this time maybe go a little further. So exhale over. Remember, don't pull with your hand. Use your leg, use your belly. Inhale back to the center. Again, belly in, exhale over. Inhale back to the center, and then we'll stay over there. So exhale over. Doesn't matter where you go. some support under this leg can be helpful. You can just use your right hand to just support your leg if you like. And if your knees, if your hip's still on the floor, it's all fine. Find the place that's okay for you. Hold a few breaths. So try to get some breath down into your belly. Try to exhale longer. And then please inhale back onto your back. And again, you can lie flat or you can have your knees bent. So once you've gotten your hips and shoulders even, just draw your knees into your chest. And one more time, like we did at the beginning, we're going to lift the legs up toward the ceiling, just a little symmetrical movement after the twisting movement. So inhale both legs up. Exhale, both knees bend. You can do just the legs, or if you like the arms, you can lift the arms and legs up. Exhale down. Just do that one more time. Legs up, arms up. Exhale down. And then put your feet on the floor one at a time. And then let your legs rest. So feet wide, knees touching. So as we settle in for the relaxation part today, I want you to pay particular attention to your back and your hips being comfortable. So if it's completely 100% comfortable for you to lie flat on the floor, do that. And otherwise, just keep that bend in your knee and let your legs rest. And today I'd like you to have your hands by your sides, palms up. So take a nice breath in, and then let out a little sigh, and get comfortable. If you need to support your head or just let go of any tension in your mouth or your jaws, you can do that. So I'm going to sit up because I'm going to guide you through a little relaxation. Please just lie still, and I'll guide you a little bit through the last part. And again, it's going to be about the two sides of your body communicating with each other. A little visualization. So just letting your body be as comfortable as you can and letting go of any effort to breathe. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to imagine with your eyes closed that your eyes are going to gaze at the spot that I'm going to mention. So you're going to let your eyes gaze at your right foot. And then left foot. And you're just imagining eyes to the right knee. And left knee. Eyes to the right hip. And left hip. Eyes to the right hand. And left hand. Eyes to the right elbow. Left elbow. Eyes to the right shoulder and left shoulder. And then as if your eyes could look at the spot right between your eyebrows, so the center of your forehead. And you're just imagining your eyes are looking at this spot. And you can either let your gaze rest there at the center of your forehead or up the top of your head. And just breathe. So I'm going to let you continue your relaxation. I'd like you to try to stay for another 5 minutes if you have that, maybe 12 breaths. And just continue to enjoy that relaxation. Notice how you feel when you get up.
And I look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste.